Hey guys, Scott here with SJC Fit. So in this video, we're going to be discussing some stretches. So like we covered last week, we covered stretches that were going to be covering the front part of your thigh, your quads. So now in today's video, we're going to be discussing some stretches that can relieve some of that soreness, some of that tension in the back part of your thighs, or your hamstrings, in other words. So in this video, we're going to be covering a few different movements, and so that first movement requires practically zero space. You don't even need to be sitting down to do the stretch. So what you'll be doing, to break this down, let's start with your right foot. So if you bring your right foot forward, I want you to try not to necessarily overextend, like hyperextend your knee. Get into a comfortable, loose position, but enough where you can feel tension in the back part of your leg. And on this back leg, this supporting leg, you should be sitting into it. What I want you to do is sit, as you're sitting into it, push those hips back, but then bring your chest slightly forward while keeping both of your feet solidly planted to the ground. So you shouldn't be up on your toes on any position. Both your feet should be completely to the ground. And you should be reaching for that front foot as you can. See how my back is straight? And I'm not rounding my back trying to touch it that way. That would be cheating. You want to keep that back straight, big chest, sit into those hips, put a lot more weight onto your supporting leg rather than your right leg. Most of the weight should be in your supporting leg. And as you do this, I want you to, the lower you go and the farther you push those hips back, you're going to feel this stretch right on the inside. Let me switch legs here so you can see it from this angle. So you should be feeling some tension, some release in the hamstring on that forward-facing foot. So again, like I said, the trick to this is if you bring your toes up, the thing is if you bring your toe up, you're going to feel a lot more stretch in your, if you can see me, you're going to bring a lot more stretch in your calf, which is great if your calves are sore. This is a great one to do where you can stretch that lower part of your leg, but we're stretching the hamstring, so I want you to keep that foot down. So as you're slowly sitting into this supporting leg, I want you to go ahead and shoot those hips back, straight back, big chest, and try to reach for your foot. And you should be feeling it all along your hamstring and even a bit into your calves. Like I said, if you want to focus more on your calf muscles, raise that toe and you'll feel the stretch, but gently. So as you're going into these stretches, I want you to inhale, and as you exhale, that's when you go deeper into that stretch. So make sure you're maintaining a lot of breathing. So that's one nice hamstring movement that you can do. And the next one we'll be covering is one where you're going to be laying down onto your back. Let's see if you can see me here. All right, so this one's pretty simple. Let me get from a side angle here. I want your feet to be nice and straight, hands down to your sides, straight leg. And as you're bringing this leg up, you can actually, let's go ahead and start with your legs slightly bent. And then straighten this leg out, pull it forward. If you have a mobility band, you can wrap it around your foot or the arch of your foot, and then try to relax your toes as much as possible. Try not to point them forward in this stretch. Try to pull them towards yourself. And as you're going back, gently, if you don't have a mobility band, you can use your hand, gently pull back, and you'll feel this release in the hamstring muscle right here. Yeah. And if you feel like at this point you're gone so far back, you can slowly work your foot, your bent leg, out a little bit farther and farther until you get to the position where you can do this. Now, what we want to look for is, if you're at this position and your knee is bent, and you're saying, man, I should start to straighten this leg out. Try not to do that. First, work on your knee. Your leg should be completely, fully extended, this knee. And so when you get to a point where you start breaking, that's when you need to maybe bring your foot in or go pull your foot back down a little bit. At this point, if you've gotten here and you're starting to bend your leg, you're probably trying to stretch too far. So move your leg a little bit forward, find that fully extended position, and then slowly work your way in. Same thing applies to this leg. As you're going, as long as this leg is nice and straight, fully extended, you can continue to pull back. And then if you get to a point where you can continue, you can slide this leg out one step at a time until you've fully dropped it to the ground and your leg is fully extended, toes as relaxed as possible, trying to point down towards you. Try not to let them point forward. I hope you can see this on the camera, but point is, you should be feeling a nice stretch and release of tension in the back part of your leg, that hamstring. And again, you might feel some in your calf muscle, which is fine as well. So, 2 simple movements that you can apply, especially if you've gone through maybe a day of cardio, a day of running, rowing, biking, where your legs are going to be sore, you're going to feel it in your quads, you're going to feel it in your hamstrings. So by applying both the stretches you've learned today and the stretches you learned last week, you're on your way to getting a nice little stretch routine for the upper parts of your legs and even a bit of your calves. So I hope that helps in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great night. All right, bye-bye.